Hello, welcome back to this channel. My name is Braille, the relationship mentor, and on this channel we explore feminine mindset, becoming a wife, and I give out great dating advice. Before I was doing this online, I was doing this in real life. I am not new to this, I am true to this. So, today we're going to talk about how masculine women destroy family structures. And let me go ahead and lay the foundation. Back in the day, when you turned on your television set or you went to the movies, feminine women had starring roles. You saw feminine women in all of their girly glory. You saw feminine women who were proud to be women. They wore their makeup and their skirts and their heels, and they didn't mind taking direction from a man. It was actually expected um, for that to happen. It was actually, you were actually the weird one if you actually went against the grain and didn't want to listen to the men in your life. Now we have something different going on now. Now we have, instead of masculine women being nothing but the side chicks and the side characters in movies and television shows, they have become the starring character. They have the starring role in society. They've been able to shape society in their own images. So now it seems as though feminine women, not only is it a weird or abnormal for you to be a feminine woman, for you to want to have that traditional family, you are not given the same courtesy as a masculine woman, because you're expected to show have these traits and attributes that masculine women have that feminine women would never be able to carry off correctly or in the correct manner, because it's not who they are. So, as masculine women have taken up the starring role and been able to benefit from the feminist movements, feminine women have been in the background just wondering when. When is it our time? When is it our time to stand up? When is it our time to say our lives count, our thoughts count, our families are important, and you need to pay attention to them? So, when masculine women get with get a family, they do certain things that destroy that family structure. And one of the things, let me go ahead and preface this before I get into the nitty gritty of the video, is that masculine women have feminine energy. It's there. They use fear to stop from tapping into that feminine energy, from tapping into that femininity. So they create power struggles within your own homes, and this can uh, destroy the family unit. When you live in a house divided, which is what happens in a masculine woman's house, a house divided, and what I mean by that, that is where she has instilled in her children not to respect the father. So this child is able to play both ends. He's able to go to mom with certain information and ask her for certain things. And then he can go to dad and do the same thing. He's able to figure out the parents. And this becomes a house divided. The kids don't have a level of respect for their father that they should have if it was a feminine woman. So having a divided house, having a lack of respect for the father, having children that sit down at the knee of their mother and have her to say nasty and disgusting things about the father, can also, it becomes not even a house divided, but a divorced family, a broken family. And this is how, one of the ways that a masculine woman can destroy her own family. So also, she is very domineering. A masculine woman can be very domineering to the point that she wants to be heard. Remember what I say, when she's operating from a place of fear, she's operating from a place of losing out on something. And what is that something? That is her provisions, her resources, her self-confidence. She doesn't want to be that woman that has to go out into the market after she's lost everything and starting over, and not realizing that being a masculine woman actually speeds up that process. Having that fear and putting that out in the atmosphere actually gives it life. You're breathing life into the very thing you don't want. So being domineering and trying to control him, trying to create power struggles in your home, trying to make sure that if he doesn't listen to you, then you're not going to be, you're going to disrespect him in front of the kids, and you're going to disrespect him with your family. You're going to disrespect him with your friends. And loss of respect, ladies, is the killer, a killer of a relationship with a masculine man. So not only wanting to be independent, this independent spirit, which also, like I said before, it leads in, it's the only reason this independent spirit is given life is because these stories, and what I mean by stories, I mean these stories of women who had to go back out and into the real world and start all over because maybe they didn't have any skills and that man left them and they had to start all over again. And masculine women hold on to that. They hold on to that one story, not looking at the bigger picture, not realizing that, guess what? Women actually have a higher rate of divorcing their husband than men do. So you have an even better rate of your husband staying with you, even once he comes, once he's able to work his way up that corporate ladder. He's more than likely is going to stay with you. So stop using those exceptions, those stories, those horror stories to feed your fear, to not want to rest in your femininity, not want to give that man the ability to lead. So that independent spirit where you have to be independent of him. You have to be independent in him always, but you don't want to be financially independent of him because you want access to what he has also. And that type of distrust and lack of trust in the relationship can accelerate the destruction of your family. Being sexually aggressive. Ladies, being sexually aggressive as a masculine woman when you are married uh, can be a good thing or a bad thing. Now, let me go ahead and preference this and explain what I mean by that. Because it could be a good thing if you are married and you want to experiment and try different things in the bedroom. That kind of aggression is wonderful for a man. So that's not going to harm your marriage. Now, the sexual aggression that masculine women display that I've noticed is that they tend to cheat when they're not getting what they want in the bedroom. So that can actually destroy the marriage. That can destroy the relationship. So they're not mature enough to sit down and talk with that man and tell him, like, you're aggressive in all things, but you're not willing to talk one-on-one and tell him what you want, what you need in the bedroom, in that area. So, and the sexual aggressiveness is even more dominant on social media for the single masculine women. They're always posting some memes about sex and how they want to have sex and how they must have sex. Not realizing that sexual aggression is a masculine trait. It is not feminine. And you want to be self-reliant. Being self-reliant is also a masculine trait. You don't want to rely on a man. You want to make sure that you're carrying yourself. You want to make sure you have your resources, but you want to take advantage of his resources, which in turn can turn a man off because you're wanting to take advantage of his resources, but you don't want to share. Masculine women need to realize that as long as you're going into a relationship with this chip on your shoulder and your lack of trust and you're wanting to run the show and hold all the cards in a relationship, you're going to destroy the relationship you currently have. And if you're currently in a marriage, you're going to destroy that marriage. Because eventually, he's going to come not only across a better deal, it's not even a better deal he's going to come across. He's going to come across that feminine woman who's going to make him feel like a superstar. He's going to come across that woman that's going to make him feel like a man, that's going to answer the call of femininity that he needs in his life. So masculine women, stop dividing your houses. Stop dividing your houses. A house divided will fall. And that is how masculine women have the tendency to destroy their relationship, destroy their family structures with their men. And make sure that you take the time to subscribe to the channel. I did a live on my Instagram, and in that live we talk about being married to a feminine man, and you're going to see the results. I actually bring someone on my Instagram page in order to discuss that issue, and you have to go over there to find out what happens. And ladies, always, no pretty dummies, and I'll catch you on the next video.